Hey, Jocelyn with Wolters World, and I'm in Northwest Rwanda right now, and I wanted to do a little video for you on packing for Rwanda. So the first thing you're going to want to pack are clothes, because generally speaking, polos, t-shirts, blouses, things like that are just fine. Maybe some short sleeve things here and there, but you definitely want to have long sleeves occasionally in the morning and evening. Mosquitoes can be kind of bad. Quite frankly, I found them to be worse in Kigali than they were up here in the higher elevations. Some lightweight pants and maybe skirts, longer skirts would be good too for the bottom half. And you definitely want to take some lightweight to mid-weight jackets, something that's packable. As always, I like dressing in layers, tank top, t-shirt, maybe a pullover, something like that. And then you can, remove the jacket as needed during the day. And it's definitely cooler up here in the mountains than it is in the city, so be prepared for that. On your hikes, if you're going trekking for gorillas and things, you definitely want to wear, outdoor clothes, and you need to not wear bright colors. So think, olive greens, beiges, khaki, things like that. So that you're kind of calm and blending in with the scenery and things like that. So when you're in towns and villages, it's fine to wear normal clothes. I do want to say, especially ladies, you need to dress modestly, nothing low cut, nothing really short, nothing really tight. So don't wear leggings. Unless you have a dress or skirt over them, don't wear open neck things. Just be respectful when you dress. You can also wear normal colored clothes when you're in the cities and villages, and actually probably better to wear those clothes than your safari stuff. You kind of stick out like a sore thumb if you're wearing safari clothes in the middle of Kigali or the middle of the village. Usual t-shirt and pants and things, jeans, that's fine for those kind of settings. So let's talk about footwear. Footwear is pretty important, right? And when you are up in the mountains and you're trekking, you definitely need to have good hiking boots, and waterproof hiking boots would be best, because let me tell you, it gets really muddy up there. I've seen every day they've brought in everybody's hiking boots, and the staff cleans them, and they are caked. Just caked in mud. So be aware of that. Make sure you're planning well. When you're in town, lightweight shoes, even flip-flops. I wore Vans or Cons the whole time, or my flip-flops everywhere in cities and the villages, and that was perfectly fine. You don't need to walk around in heavy old boots and things like that. I like kind of to have a pair of flip-flops now and then again for showers and things like that, just where you might get wet, and it's easier to take care of that. So socks and underwear, I would suggest buying and bringing quick dry socks and underwear, because you don't want to have to pack a ton of that stuff, and it's always easier if you got something you can like wash out and have it dry the next day or something like that. But also up here in the higher elevations, it's a little bit damp and it takes longer for things to dry. So if you have something quick drying, it might just dry in a normal amount of time. So let's talk about bug stuff, because you're gonna need it. There it is. I always travel with bug bands. Our kids have them, we have them. They're really great. I've noticed that the mosquitoes are much worse in Kigali and the lower elevations than they are up here. Up here high, there are mosquitoes now and then, but they're not terrible. I also like to use bug lotion rather than bug spray. You can bring bug spray and it'll be fine, but the bug lotions, those they stay on for about 14 hours. So maybe that's a better use of your space and your amount of liquids you're allowed to bring with you. So in case those things fail and you do get some bug bites, I would recommend bringing some kind of after bite thing to kind of relieve the itchiness, and maybe if you get some swelling or things like that. So look at some after bite stuff too. I'll give you guys a few bonus tips, and some of those will be about the bug stuff. So let's talk about sun stuff. You want to bring some sunscreen, and you might want to look and see if you can find sunscreen that works along with your bug lotion or your bug spray, because sometimes they counteract one another and they bring their potencies down. So look into buying something that interacts well together. So bring some lip balm with some SPF, a hat with a wide brim, some sunglasses. When I travel, I bring like $3 sunglasses that I get at Target or Walmart or something, because I'm infamous for sitting on them, dropping them, breaking them, losing them, whatever. So don't spend a ton of money on it, but have some sunglasses along with you. Along with that sun stuff, you might want to bring a swimsuit because often the lodges have pools, or you might want to go swimming down at the lake with all the locals. So think about packing one of those too. So the reason all that sun stuff is really important is that you're really not far from the equator. So even on days when it's not terribly sunny and things like that, you might get kind of red because you forgot to put your sun stuff on.
Sorry.
So don't forget to put it on even if it's not like a strong sun day, because it's a little bit tougher here because you're near the equator, and right now we're up 6,000 feet, so that's important. As always, we have to talk about what electronics to pack. First and foremost here, bring a camera. Bring a good camera because, man, this place, everywhere you look, there's like cool vistas. And I mean, if you're going to go gorilla trekking, you're really going to want to get pictures of that, right? Nobody's going to believe that you did it if you don't. So bring a good camera. Also, bring a really good power supply, backup batteries that are fully charged. Remember to charge those things every night, because when you're hiking or you're out for long periods of time, you're not going to be able to do that, and you're not going to want to miss a shot because you're too stupid to bring a backup power bank. If you're trekking or you're going birding, by the way, that's another cool thing to do up here in the mountains. You might want to bring yourself a decent pair of binoculars just to see something, a little further away. And quite frankly, I don't think that's a bad idea anyway, because this is the land of 1,000 hills, and you may want to see across to the next hill, and binoculars might really come in handy for that. So let's talk toiletries and medicines. I'll start with medicines first. Before you come, you need to go look at the CDC's website and check out their list of suggested things that you need to have before you come to Rwanda. This is a tropical place in Africa, and so we need to be aware of some things, especially with those stinky mosquitoes. So we all got yellow fever and typhoid shots, and we also got, Mark and I had to get hepatitis because that wasn't already in our inoculations from when we were younger. So pay attention to what you've already had, and if you're not sure, talk to your doctor. Read up on the CDC's website, and I'm not a doctor, I can't tell you what to do, but they'll give you much better information than I will. Another thing that you can bring is malaria medicine. Again, stinky mosquitoes. Malaria pills are something that most people do here. We've been doing them. They've been pretty easy. First day I had mine, I got a little nauseous, but after that I learned to eat how much I needed to eat with each pill, and it's been fine since then. So you'll need to take those, and you start them a couple days before you come during your stay, and then you'll have to take them a few days after, just in case you got bit like last day or something. So they want you to continue that antibiotic for a little while afterward. Our doctors, both the children's doctors and mine and Mark's, all gave us an extra antibiotic should we get some kind of cootie, or if we get traveler's diarrhea and it just doesn't stop, and so maybe it's parasite or something. They gave us a general antibiotic, so you may want to ask your doctor about that, and they may recommend it, they may not. But it's just something to kind of keep in mind when you're packing those medicines. So along with that traveler's diarrhea thing, you're not supposed to drink the water, and that goes for ice, obviously, of course, unless your lodge, like ours here at Five Volcanoes, they make their ice with bottled water. So we can have ice if we want it. I don't really need the ice, but it's nice that they have it for us. So, but make sure that you ask that before you just go drinking cocktails with ice in them. So we also always travel with Imodium, some kind of anti-diarrheal medicine and anti-nausea medicine. There are several of them out on the market. I know in the US, often you need to have a prescription for that. So you may want to ask your doctor if they'll give you one or if they think that you should have one. But it's always a good idea as far as we're concerned when you're out and about and you've got all these other kind of cootie things to worry about. Having nausea on top of it just sort of sucks. So ask your doctor about that too. So that's it for medicines. Although I always carry a few Advil, or paracetamol, something for like headache and things like that. Nothing big, but just like the basic. I just have a few of those pills in case somebody gets a headache or a boo-boo and they need a little something. And remember, if you're traveling with your kids, you may need to bring children's kind, not just the adult kind, because sometimes the kids can't take like the same Pepto-Bismol tablets that we adults can take. So keep that in mind, and bring the kids stuff if you're bringing your children. So let's talk about the toiletries. I just brought my normal toiletries, shampoo, conditioner. I did bring a little thing of soap, and actually haven't needed to use shampoo, conditioner, or soap because all of our lodges And hotels have had that on hand, so it was kind of nice. I didn't need it, but I always bring it just in case. So, you know, you got your toothbrush and your toothpaste. Don't brush your teeth with the water. It's just like the drinking. You don't want to be brushing with that, although I made that mistake the other day. Whoops. I just rinsed my toothbrush out and we'll cross our fingers. Everything's been okay so far. But remember that when you're brushing your teeth, you just use the bottled water. And you know what? Everyone has provided that. There have been bottles of water next to our bed. There have always been a couple of bottles in the bathroom too. So they know that our tummies are weak and we can't handle it. So don't worry too much about it. I also sort of suggest bringing some TP, toilet paper or tissues, and maybe a little bag of some sort to keep them in, so that if you're up trekking and you gotta go and you don't want to drip dry or otherwise, you might want to put that paper in something so that you're not carrying around dirty paper, but you also don't want to leave the paper, you know, out in the nature. So make sure that you have it with you and you have something to keep it in until you can get to a proper trash receptacle and put it away. So on that, Rwanda has completely banned plastic bags, like no shopping bags. Our Ziploc bags that our liquids came in, they let those through fine. That wasn't an issue. But know that you can't just be toting around plastic bags for wet things and all that. So just be prepared for that. Don't bring it in. And yay, Rwanda, way to ban plastic bags. So another thing you absolutely have to bring is some money. Preferably US dollars, and they like them to be crisp. We brought a lot of small bills for tipping. You know, you tip your porters, your guides, your hotel staff, wait staff, things like that. And they have these great little boxes that you just put that into, and it makes it really easy for you. But US dollars are appreciated in many places, although some places certainly do Rwandan stuff, and they have a really good exchange. So that was really easy when we did need to exchange money, but they liked getting good, crisp American money at the exchange also. You'll need to pay for your visa when you come through. Of course, every country is different, but we as Americans needed to pay $30, and we paid it at immigration when we came through and we did the border crossing and everything like that. It may be different for other places, so make sure that you're prepared for that. But $30 in crisp American money works just fine for us. So here are some bonus tips. Whenever we're traveling to places with a lot of mosquitoes and where they carry a lot of big cooties like malaria and yellow fever and things, I like to spray our clothes with permethrin, and it's this crazy bug spray. You put it all over your clothes, you let it dry, and then you pack your clothes. And then when the mosquito comes and lands on you, it dies. And it brings me joy. So you may want to pick some of that up before you come. Let your clothes, you know, just lay them out, follow the directions. It's really pretty easy, but it's a great thing to do. So I told you about bug lotions. There are quite a few of them out there, and I really like the ones that Sawyer Products makes. They also make the permethrin that I use on our clothes, and they also have a sunscreen that interacts well with bug lotion or bug spray. So I would suggest looking into Sawyer, and it's because all those things work really well together rather than mixing up different brands, but they happen to be my favorite. Remember how I told you that plastic bags are banned in Rwanda? It is not a bad idea to bring with you like a really thin canvas or cloth bag of some sort and just keep it in case you need it. You can also buy some really beautiful bags here in Rwanda, and they're handmade, and so you're supporting the locals. But if you don't want to do that, or you don't think you're going to be able to get in to shop and things like that, which, by the way, that would be a mistake, you can go ahead and bring your own. But I'm going to tell you, I think you should go shopping in Rwanda. So that is my what to pack for Rwanda list, along with a few bonus tips and things. And I hope you pack well. I hope you travel to Rwanda and enjoy every minute of it like we have. See you later.